Welcome into the show, guys. Jeff Michaels, Sports with Balls. Welcome. This is going to be interesting. Thank you guys for tuning in. NFL is back. Game time tonight, baby. Game time. Excited about it, man. I am a little bit under the weather, as you can tell. That's why, obviously, doing the show from the house. I don't even know if I'm getting out of the house today. I did not yesterday and did not the day before. But I'm going to try to squeeze this in, guys, because today is an important day. The NFL will be on. Regular season game tonight. Chiefs and Ravens going at it. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Get your fantasy football stuff set up for that. But listen, I'm pretty sure you guys already know who's playing that fantasy football game, who you want to start. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Dive into Major League Baseball because we are rounding into the playoffs, man. And it is interesting. Very, very interesting. So we'll hit on some baseball. I'm going to start off tonight or today, however you're listening, whenever you're listening. Podcast version obviously be up directly after this. But going to do some NCAA. We are through week 2 in the NCAA, and there are some shockers. I've got an interesting pick as well for a championship, so we'll talk about that. So NCAA, NFL, baseball, let's get going, man. Obviously, today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. As always, get over to Christian's Tailgate, find one near you, order some food, go get your drink on, go watch the games, go watch a fight. They've got goat yoga. They've got all sorts of things, man. Just go to christianstailgate.com, find one near you, go have fun, man. Place is absolutely amazing. Also, today's show sponsored by the Conroe Sports Card Show, but I'll have that banner put up later on. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Go to Sports with Balls on your social medias and check it out. We'll have that up tomorrow. It's the same as like the Katie Sports Show, but they're doing one at Conroe now. So go check that out. We've got a new sponsor as well, Butler LLC, water mediation, all kinds of stuff, man. If you got a fire, flooding, whatever, with all the rain and stuff, I'll have Mr. Butler stuff up here in a little bit as well. Again, been under the weather. Just got to squeeze this show in. We have to get one in because of what's going down in sports today. And let's talk about it. Speaking of today, we always start the show off with the holidays. Today's September the 5th, International Day of Charity, National Cheese Pizza Day. Go get your pizza on. National Act Dumb Day. I don't know what that means. Let's celebrate the day by attending a local event with friends and neighbors, classmates, and coworkers. Sure. I guess. Whatever. National Cellulite Day. Be proud of that cellulite, women. Go get it. National Child Protection Week, and obviously, thoughts and prayers out to the school shooting victims that we had yesterday. Absolutely absurd. No need for that. So National Child Protection Week. And let's see. National Be Late for Something Day. That's every day for a lot of you people. So National Be Late for Something. There you go, man. There's your national holidays. We'll get into what happened in today in sports later on in the show. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get to some sports. Listen, if y'all are listening on social media, pop your questions in here. Try to get to them as soon as I can. Those of y'all listening to podcast version, obviously, mad love, mad appreciation. All right, top headlines today. The Giants and Matt Chapman reach a 6-year deal worth $151. Not a shocker there. We'll get into that later when we touch on baseball. Let's see. Wide receiver Devontae Adams, not a fact. I'm unhappy in Las Vegas. So there you go with that. What else we got going on? The top. Caitlin Clark keeps schooling people. Listen, guys, the argument for Caitlin Clark in MVP, it should be over. I can understand if you want to do a split MVP with Angel Reese. I'm fine with that. But there's no way that Angel Reese should get an MVP over Caitlin Clark. That's ridiculous. I think Caitlin Clark should probably get it outright. Angel Reese's rebounds are basically what she's going at. She could score too. The double-doubles are a thing. They're big. But Caitlin Clark is multidimensional. She does all sorts of stuff. Assist, points. She can rebound as well. She's had 2 triple-doubles this year. I think Caitlin Clark deserves to be the MVP. If you want to argue that both of them should be MVP, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with both of them being MVP. They have both changed the game dramatically, and it's very interesting to watch now. Caitlin Clark does something every night that's fantastic, and Angel Reese is breaking records too. So I'm okay with both of them. So there you go. Let's start off in NCAA football. I think there's a game tonight I'll try to get into. I do have a parlay bet that I'm going to get you guys in here in a little bit. But I want to start off with this NCAA. What happened last week? I know we've already talked and get into a little bit about what's happening this week. So far, the rankings go. AP, top 25. Georgia, Ohio State. No shock there. Texas, number 3. They are absolutely balling out down in Austin for sure. University of Texas looks good. A lot of people picked them for their national champion. I'm okay with that. But University of Texas looks really good. Alabama, number 4. Notre Dame, who a lot of people have already in the playoffs and already pretty much in the championship game. They are at number 5. Alabama at 4 is a little bit of a shocker to me. We're going to see that. That's crazy. Alabama's still that good after losing Nick. We'll see. Ole Miss 6. I've got Ole Miss in the playoffs already as well. Oregon 7, Penn State 8, Missouri 9, Michigan 10. Who's fallen down, LSU 0-1. Obviously, we saw that game. LSU and USC, great football game, by the way. Fantastic football game. USC up to 13. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State sitting there at 15-16. No real shockers. Clemson down to 25 at 0-1. And obviously, the Florida State Seminoles out of the top 25 after starting 0-2 and looking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Is there a chance that Florida State can kind of come back and make redemption? Yes. Will they? No. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just the way it is. I don't see them coming back and doing anything fantastic and blowing people out to where they can actually do something. Florida State's been terrible. Game of the week coming up Saturday, 2 days from today, 11 a.m. on Fox, Texas at Michigan. Wow. Woo. Quinn Ewers. Oh, man, this is going to be a fantastic football game. And in fact, I love when we get these early playoff games. This is an early playoff game right here. 3rd week into the season, 2nd game for these two teams. Texas and Michigan will go at it with Texas being favored by over a touchdown in Michigan. That is wild. I think it's about right, though. If Texas plays its brand of football, it should be fine. But we're in Ann Arbor. This is in Michigan. This is going to be real interesting. Very, very, very fun game to watch. Playoff atmosphere, playoff game, 2nd game of the year for both of these teams. And we got number 3 Texas at number 10 Michigan. Boom. The other top 10 games, Bowling Green at Penn State. Or top 25 games, I should say. Bowling Green at Penn State, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, number 17 Kansas State at Tulane. 23 Georgia Tech at Syracuse, Tennessee Tech at number 1 Georgia. They don't even have a line for that. Tennessee Tech at Georgia. There's no line. I'm going to assume 50, maybe 51. We'll see. Northern Illinois at Notre Dame. That's minus 28. Maybe take Notre Dame minus 28. That should be an absolute blowout. Utah, number 11. Baylor at Utah. Iowa State at Iowa. And so here we go with this Iowa thing. I believe, if I'm correct, they're plus 2,800 to win the conference. It's something like that. Let me look on here. I know I had it because I already put, okay, you have to win the Big Ten outright. Oh, I'm sorry. Plus 3,300 Iowa. I put $30 on this. $30, and Iowa looks good to win 1,000. $30 for Iowa. If Iowa wins the Big Ten, I'll win 1,000. And man, do they look good. They're number 21. They're in the Big Ten. I get it. But, dude, I look, for $30 to win $1,000, if they win again and they blow out Iowa State, because right now it's Iowa -3. If they beat Iowa State and beat Iowa State handily, that number is going to go from plus 3,300 down to about plus 1,800. So if you're looking to get a nice little bet in for the Big Ten championship, go Iowa right now. It's pretty good. Florida A&M at Miami. Miami is the U back? Do we have a sighting of the U? Because listen, I'm not going to call them the Dallas Cowboys of college football, but it's fun when the University of Miami is in the mix, dude. I mean, absolutely a blast when you have Miami in the mix. So I'm here for it. Go Miami. There's no line on that game, Florida A&M at Miami. I'll try to do, if I'm feeling a little better tomorrow, I will try to squeeze in a show tomorrow. We'll get more into these college football lines. Missouri and Buffalo. Alabama's taking on South Florida. Alabama's favored by 30. Kansas at Illinois. That's a good game. Western Michigan at Ohio State. Not a good game. Tennessee at NC State. That may be a fun game. Listen, Tennessee's a good football team too. LSU needs to rebound. They got Nichols. That should be a blowout. And Houston at Oklahoma. And it goes on and on and on. No really good games. Iowa State, obviously. That's going to be a fantastic game. But the game of the week, Texas at Michigan, 11 a.m. on Fox, Saturday freaking morning. Going to be a blast. I got to look where my Memphis Tigers are playing, but like I said, if I don't get a show in tomorrow, I'll jump on it Saturday morning before all these games start, and we'll get going. All right, NCAA out the way. Now you know where we're going, guys. It has been a long, long time. But the NFL is back, and it starts tonight. Kevin Bauer on here saying, go Cowboys, NFL game tonight. Go Cowboys. Interesting thing over there in Dallas. We can start there. We can start with the Cowboys. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with the Cowboys? Listen, we know they signed CD, great. But you got to sign that guy that throws to him. And he's going to demand the biggest contract in the history of the NFL. And there are teams out there that will give Dak Prescott the biggest contract in the NFL. By far, the Raiders have been thrown out there. There's a ton of teams. Miami's been thrown out there if Tua doesn't do well this year. There is all kinds of teams that are in line. New England. What if it doesn't work out with Aaron Rodgers? You could put Dak Prescott in a Jets uniform or a Giants uniform with Daniel Jones. Imagine if he goes to the Giants in the same conference. Wow. There's tons of teams out there that will be willing to give Dak Prescott the largest contract in NFL history if Jerry doesn't do it, if he doesn't pull the string on Dak. Now, there's some quarterbacks coming out this year. Obviously, number one, Shedeur Sanders. Are you willing to give up Dak Prescott and maybe get a trade and get Shedeur Sanders? Maybe. Like every single show from here on out for the rest of the year until this deal is done, where the Dallas Cowboys are being played, will start with that conversation. Every single game. And probably every single show. Will he sign Dak? That's going to be a big one. If you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, do you want him to sign Dak? Do you want to move on? Your team is young. You want to go out and get maybe a runner. Maybe go after an RG3 type. A Shedeur Sanders, somebody like that. There's that kid from North Dakota State that is phenomenal. I love that kid. So I don't know. There's 2 or 3 quarterbacks, maybe 3 or 4 that are coming out this year that are legit QBs and could be ready. Are you willing to drop Dak Prescott as a Cowboy fan and go after one of these big quarterbacks coming out in the draft? That is the question. And every show will lead with that if Dallas Cowboys are being played. Unbelievable. I don't know what's going to happen. But we've got game tonight. Let's get into it, man. The Ravens and the Chiefs, 7:20 specifically on NBC and Peacock. Don't ask me why. I don't know what this Peacock thing. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Peacock. I thought you got it if you have NBC or if you have cable. Apparently you don't. Apparently now you got to pay for it. Of course. The amount of money that the NFL demands for these NFL games is just ridiculous. But oh well. Here we are. The spread is Kansas City -3, which sounds about right. I feel like a 27-21 game, somewhere in there. And it goes right along with the total for the over-under, which is 46.5. That could not be more dead on as far as an analyst is concerned. I think that is spot on. Maybe the under, and Kansas City does not fare well in opening games. Doesn't mean they're not good at the end of the season, but they don't fare well on opening games. I tend to go Baltimore plus the 3. I think would be the play here. Maybe the under. When I put a lot on it, I'm not betting the house on it. Heck no. I'm not at all. It's the first game of the NFL season. I want to see more from these teams. We all know that Derrick Henry is going to get the ball. That's going to be fun to watch. But people fail to realize the reason the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year was flat out because of their defense. Flat out because of their defense. Their defense was unbelievable. I'm pretty sure they were number 2 in scoring the entire year last year. Kansas City's defense. So that's why I lean a little bit towards the under. I want to see how Travis Kelce's doing, right? Obviously, he's the main target for Pat. So he turns 35 next month. Is he still going to put up those dynamic numbers? Are we going to see the Chiefs make another run at the Super Bowl, or are we going to see a little bit of regression? These guys are getting older. I don't know. I'm pretty interested to see how this goes. There's a lot of new you got Mark Andrews. Is he healthy? I love Isaiah Likely for Baltimore. Mark Andrews had that knee issue on a drop tackle last year, which is now banned, obviously, from the NFL. But Mark Andrews, is he going to be? Who's going to outperform Mark Andrews, who's an absolute monster, or Travis Kelce? I would say Kelce, but Mark Andrews in the end zone is an awesome target. Zay Flowers. This is a good game. This is a good game for the NFL to open up with. I love this. I love Rashid Rice going into this game. I have him in my fantasy football league, so Rashid Rice should be the number 1 target for Pat Mahomes, but as you know, they spread the ball everywhere. And how many yards is Derrick Henry going to get? Are they going to feed Derrick Henry? Is this going to take the pressure off of Lamar Jackson's legs? Or is he still going to take off? If you've got Derrick Henry back there and you've got Lamar Jackson back there, by far they're going to be the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL. I don't see how that changes. The only other team that could possibly come up there would be Arizona, Kyler Murray. But I can see I can see them leading the NFL for sure. But who do you have tonight? You got Baltimore +3, Kansas City -3, or do you have a money line bet? The over/under at 46.5. I would tend to go under. Both these defenses are pretty good. I would say under. I don't know if this is going to be an air assault. Obviously, because Baltimore does have Derrick Henry now, and Kansas City's their receiving core is not the best. I love Rashid Rice. I love Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's 35 years old though, so I tend to take the under on this game tonight. Then tomorrow night, another doozy. The Green Bay Packers at Philadelphia, which is technically not even at Philadelphia. It's in São Paulo in Brazil, which nobody's happy about going to, apparently. Are they partying down there? That's the over-under for that game is 49.5. Give me the under. They're in Brazil. Some of these players are having a blast. I'll just say that, dude. I'm pretty sure some of these players are having a blast. Packers and Eagles. I saw somewhere this morning where somebody had the Packers and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I thought that was pretty interesting. Jordan Love has had a spectacular year last year, but second half. First half was not that good. So we're putting the Green Bay Packers and their young receiving core in the Super Bowl based on what, a half a year? Christian Watson's going to lead the Packers in receiving to the Super Bowl? Come on, man. Really? I would steer clear of putting them that far. Wild card playoff, maybe. But people putting them already in the Super Bowl is, for me, absolutely absurd. I'm not really sure how they do that. But why? Because they beat Dallas? Oh, that was a great win, by the way, in Dallas. 48-32. Sorry, Cowboy fan. Last year, January 14th, Dallas has their championship hopes destroyed by Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers again at home. Oh, my gosh. And then, obviously, they lost only by 3 points to the San Francisco 49ers, 24-21. So, yeah, the team looks good. Don't get me wrong. I think they surprised a lot of people. But there is such a thing as, oh, gosh, Kevin said rent-free. Yeah, I know. But these defensive coordinators are absolutely unbelievable. So I think they will have some tape on Jordan Love now. They'll have some tape on that offense. And we'll see. Matt LaFleur, what you got now? What do you have for the NFL now? But I love having these questions. I love the fact the NFL is back. Ravens and Chiefs tonight. Packers and Eagles tomorrow. And I will get in a show before Sunday. But there's the other good games. I mean, I guess they're all good, right? Until we figure out what these teams are about, all these games are good. What is the most interesting thing that you want to see so far? What's the game you're looking forward to, right? You want to see Caleb? What are they playing, Tennessee? Is that right? Who are you looking forward to seeing in this NFL this season? Kyler Murray against the Bills? That's going to be a good one. Caleb Williams in his much-anticipated debut in Chicago, got a home game, and what they're talking championship hopes, calm down. Roma Duze, all them, calm down. Patriots at the Bengals. Bengals favored by almost 9 in an opening game. Are the Patriots going to tank again? Look, there's always a worst to first, right? Always. Who's going to be the surprising team this year? There is. And look, there's always 5 NFL coaches that get canned mid-season. Or not mid-season, sorry, after the season. There'll be 1 or 2 that are canned mid-season. So what coaches are gone? What team's going to go from 0 to hero? The Houston Texans at the Colts. There's all kinds of anticipation for this Houston Texans team. C.J. Stroud, can he repeat what he did last year? Stefon Diggs is there. Tank Dell. Nico Collins. We'll see. Interesting. Is Tank there anymore? I know Nico. Is Nico going to be the number 1 receiver, or is Stefon Diggs going to be the number 1 receiver? Interesting stuff there in Texas. You know what the Texans need? Here's the issue. They need a running game. If the Houston Texans can establish a ground game, they may win a lot of ball games. Jaguars at the Dolphins. Tua. Hill. Let's go. Can Trevor Lawrence bounce back? What an absolute disappointment the Jaguars were last year. Carolina Panthers. There's storylines. Come on, Bryce Young. There is rumors that team is on a whole nother level now, which is interesting. Will the Carolina Panthers be the 0 to hero team? The New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, can he have another great year? There's rumors there about Dak Prescott going to New Orleans after this year. What would that look like? Vikings and Giants. That may be one of the bad ones. I said that there may be a couple of bad ones. The storylines of the Vikings, obviously Justin Jefferson reaching his contract, largest for a wide receiver in NFL history. And I believe that Jamar Chase only wants one penny more, something like that, but we'll see. So Vikings and Giants, those teams, I don't know. Interesting football game. Raiders and Chargers, Broncos. The Denver Broncos, Sean Payton finally has his boy Bo Nix. Apparently, in Broncos Nation, this is Sean Payton's team. He's got his stamp on this team. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out if this can happen. Breaking news, the Washington Commanders have fired their vice president of content after comments made from a video about players, Jerry Jones and Roger Goodell. Woo! Fired their president of content. I guess that's breaking news. What did he put, man? What did he put? I got to read this story. I'll have it for you tomorrow. I don't know how breaking that is when you fire your president of content. And did he say something that we're all going to be like, come on, man? Come on. All right, Broncos, Seahawks, Cowboys, and Browns. You know what's interesting about this Cowboy-Cleveland Browns game? It's the Browns minus 2.5. What? Are you serious? The Cowboys are not even favored. The Cleveland Browns are favored in this game at 3:25 on Fox Sunday afternoon. That is, to me, absolutely shocking. Give me the Cowboys plus 2.5. For sure. Maybe even Cowboys money line. I have no faith in Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Amari Cooper's good. Njoku's good. But Watson still, I've always said this from the beginning. That whole deal in Houston messed with his head. I don't think that he's ever mentally going to be able to be a football player again. But we'll see. This will be his season to prove it. If he's bad again this year, Cleveland's going to have to start looking other directions. You got the Washington Commanders at Buccaneers, Rams at the Lions. Great football game. We saw this last year go back and forth. Those two quarterbacks obviously got traded to the opposite team. So that'll be fun. And then Monday night, Jets and 49ers, where we will get into the Aaron Rodgers thing. But that's it, man. NFL's back tonight. Ravens and Chiefs. Chiefs favored 3 points. Total 46.5. I don't know where I'm going with that. I would tend. You know what? I'm not going to bet that game tonight. I do want to see how these teams go. I'm just going to leave that alone. I will tell you on some bets tonight, though. It is Thursday. These are chalk bets, but these are good ones. The Seattle Mariners. You got 13-8. Lopez going against Bradley, who's 6-9. Lopez has a 4.0 ERA. I would take Seattle. There's a couple more. The Philadelphia Phillies. Ranger Suarez, 11-6, 3.02 against 1-1 Aller for the Marlins. Marlins have 52 wins on the season. Give me Philadelphia all day long. The Atlanta Braves. Lopez, 8-4 with a 2.0 ERA. Woo! Give me the minus 1.5. Taking on Gomber, who's almost got a 5 ERA for the Rockies. So that's Braves, Phillies, Mariners. And those are my picks for the day. Braves, Phillies, Mariners. If you really want to get nasty and throw in another one, the Rangers are at home against the Angels with Bradford on the mound. That's a good one as well if you want to do a 4-team parlay. MLB season is absolutely fantastic. And you guys know, looking behind me, you can see obviously where I'm located at. And, of course, I'm an Astros fan. Y'all better listen. I tried to tell y'all this last week. The Houston Astros are the best team in baseball by far over the last 3/4 of the season. I mean, it's not even close. They just had the second best pitching month in Major League Baseball history. In the history of baseball, they had the second best pitching month, and they have injuries across the board. Kyle Tucker's not even there. Verlander just got back. Everybody had their hands up in the air about Kikuchi. Look at what he's done. The Houston Astros are slowly but surely becoming the favorites to win the World Series. And if you're going to put a long shot bet on them, I think they're plus 800 now. I would go the Astros. Philadelphia is starting to come alive again. Don't get me wrong. Philadelphia, I think, by far would be the best team in all of baseball. Record-wise, they are, obviously. But, the Dodgers are. the Dodgers in Philadelphia have the odds-on favorites to win, but I would say Dodgers, LA, Houston Astros. The Orioles are too young. I love that team, and the Yankees just choke every time. So look, give me the Astros as a long shot. I think they're fifth right now, tied with the Orioles at plus 800. That the Houston Astros, guys, I'm telling you, watch out. They are playing incredible baseball. They're going to get Tucker back. They're going to add a bullpen arm probably. They got Forrest Whitley, who was killing it, and he just came up, and now their bullpen may be all right. We'll see. But today in sports history, man, we're obviously running out of time. We'll get to sports history tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Got to thank Christian's Tailgate. As always, get to go over to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Place is flat out amazing. Go to Christian's Tailgate. Get your food, drink. Kevin, thank you for chiming in. Listen, those of y'all that missed anything, get on the podcast version. I will post it right after this show. You guys have a good afternoon. I'll try to get back tomorrow. I'm going to try to be better. We'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael.